I think you've talked before about it's not who starts, but how you finish. And I guess Josh, whole fourth quarter and the contribution he made down the stretch there.
Yeah, hard-fought game. I thought we got off to a good start, then we got into foul trouble, and then we finished the half pretty good, and then we were at our best in the fourth, and a lot of guys stepped up. I thought Cat's presence, Josh all-around play, doing what Josh does, everything. I thought Deuce gave us good minutes when Jaylen was in foul trouble. OG was terrific throughout. Mitch gave us good minutes. And then Landry and DeLon did a really good job as well.
Tom, obviously Towns 20 in the fourth. Just was there a concerted effort to seek him and hunt him, especially with the lineups that you had on the floor?
Well, I think that's sort of the mantra of the team. They're unselfish guys. When someone gets going, right, you try to continue to keep them going, and that's recognizing what's working. And so it was everyone working together to find open shots for them, which I think is important.
Tom, you often talk about like next man up mentality. Right over here, DeLon and Landry, two veterans who hadn't played much, were out there on the floor when you guys really started to stabilize that. I guess the importance of having veterans on a team like this.
Yeah, the high character guys, and both guys have done a good job. And we picked up DeLon late, but Landry's been terrific all year, and he had the unfortunate injury in training camp or preseason. But he's played really well, and he's great for the team. He's always ready, and the same could be said for DeLon. So they're really, really good pros. And when I say that, I mean they do the right thing every day, and that goes a long way. It's not just lip service; it's actually doing the actual work, which I think is important.
Tom, your guys, over the course of time since you've been with the Knicks, they play tough. They play through injuries, but Carl was grabbing his knee pretty good, and then Josh fell awkwardly on his knee. Do you have any concern with either of those guys for Game 4?
No, I don't know if you're aware, but our medical team is voted the best in the league. So, they are tough-minded. I think it's at this time of the year, the mental toughness is probably more important than the physical toughness, and both of those guys are mentally tough, which I think is huge.
DeLon and Landry, obviously, you just said, had such a big impact. What about the game did you see that had you give them all that, playing time and more playing time than they usually get?
Well, foul trouble probably helped. Yeah, but like we were going to play him, put him in the rotation just to get a different look, and it ended up unfolding because Deuce picked up 3 fouls in a minute and 22. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. So there was, some unusual calls, to say the least.
Tom, that's what I was going to ask you about Deuce, those 3 quick fouls, but then he had that one spurt where I think he scored 7 or 8 points in a row for you guys.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, particularly when, like you go to the bench after a minute and then you got to still stay in the game mentally. And so, but I thought his intensity was huge for us. He's a catalyst. It's his defense, his hustle, and I think it gives people energy when you see him flying around like that.
Tom, it's now 3 wins when you've been down by 20 in the playoffs. Can you kind of put into words what that's like as someone who's been around this game for a long time?
Yeah, and I think it's, sort of in playoff basketball, I know you guys roll your eyes when I say no lead is safe, but no lead is safe because I think with the 3-point shot, people make up ground quickly, pace of the game, make up ground quickly. So you see comebacks all the time, and if you let up just a little bit, that's what happens. And so you got to win games different ways. Obviously, you prefer to play from a lead, but if whatever it is that you have to do, that's what you have to do to get the win in the end. And going into the game, we talked about you don't play the series, you play the game. Just focus in on what it takes to win tonight's game. That's all we're thinking about.
Tom, the lineup change. What can you kind of take us through? What went into that decision?
We could.
You could,
but we won't.
You did though. You did actually. You actually did it. So what went behind actually doing it?
Yeah, and again the same thing. And I said this to you guys earlier, it really didn't impact either guy from a minute standpoint. So to me, when Mitch was coming off the bench, he's a starter coming off the bench. When Josh comes off the bench, he's a starter coming off the bench. Their minutes are going to be the same. And both guys mix and match. They both guys are comfortable with both units. And the thing that I love about Josh is the unselfishness. He's one you're concerned because you're not only impacting him, but you're impacting other guys in the starting lineup. So you got to make sure that that's all good, and then you're also impacting the second unit in a different way. So then you got to figure out, okay, how could we put this all together where we can make it work? And so that also factored into those other guys working in, so we could get all the things that each guy provided for both units.
Tom, can you talk a little bit more? I know you said people realized he was hot and they were giving the ball to Cat, but I mean, he was dunking, he was shooting threes. I mean, he was doing it when Jaylen, your other top scorers, in major foul trouble. What's that like to watch for you guys?
That's great. I think everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, and so we always talk about playing smart. And when you're playing smart, you're playing to your strengths and you're covering up your weaknesses. So you can't get here without being a great player. So whatever it is that you do great, that's what we want you to lock into. And not only understanding what you do well, but also understand what your teammates do well. So lead them into the things that they do well and cover up what their weaknesses are. When you do that, you're playing smart and you're enhancing your chances of winning. And Cat, as we know, is a very gifted scorer. He can score 3 different levels. He's comfortable at the three-point line. He's comfortable putting it on the floor. He's comfortable playing back to the basket. So as long as he stays aggressive, it's a huge plus for us. And then the double team comes, and then he can make off that.
Hey, Tom, we don't see Jaylen on the bench often when you guys are playing well in the fourth quarter. Obviously, he has the foul trouble. He comes off, I think, 7 minutes to go. He comes back 1:45 or so. How are you determining, all right, it's time to go back to Jaylen at this point?
Probably more time and score, and just, trying to get it to the point where you felt like, okay, what do we need in the game right now? And the group was sort of in a good rhythm. So we probably went a little bit longer than normal, but I didn't like it. It was hard, like even, Mikhail's last foul, it was hard to judge how they were calling the game. So that was a big concern. And I knew we had to have him down the stretch. So,
Tom, less specifically about who got added to the rotation tonight, but normally as the series goes along, especially if it's a 2-0 deficit or something, a coach will shorten the rotation. You decided to lengthen yours. How did you come to that decision to kind of expand it to 9?
Whatever gives your team the best chance to win. I don't really. You guys always, I know you try to put everything into a box. I don't work that way. So, like people think, I want a low-scoring game. No, I just want one more point than they have. I don't care if it's low-scoring, high-scoring, medium-scoring. I just want to win. That's the bottom line. Whatever gives us the best chance to win, that's what we're going to do. And so that's what I felt was going to give us the best chance to win tonight's game. So that's why we did it.
Played well defensively. We started, getting stops and then getting out, getting easy buckets. Obviously, Cat had it going. So it was just a fight. I think that was the biggest thing. We let it slip in the first half. We got down 20, but we continued to fight. We continued to trust in each other, continued to communicate at a high level, and it benefited us.
9 was enough tonight. The bench being involved.
Oh, he had 9 points, or what?
9 players.
Oh, 9 players? Oh, yeah. Sham played great. Lon played great. Deuce. You got to give credit to those guys, man. They injected energy into the game, and they're huge. And we're gonna continue to rely on guys like that. We got to stop fouling so much. That's one thing that we really kept them in the game. But happy with how those guys played.
What does a win like this do to just get that crunch time win against them on there?
Yeah, it's our goal is always to win the next game, win the next quarter, and that was just a step in the right situation, step in the right path. So now we just got to focus on, having to lead after the first quarter of the next game, and continuing to build off that. We just got to keep fighting.
Josh, what changed in that fourth quarter from what you could see for Carl that really got him going?
I think he made a couple tough shots. He showed his ability to get to the rim, his ability to post up, his ability to space the floor. He's a tough matchup. I feel like for anybody in the league, and when he has it going like that, it's great for us because it opens up so many things. I think we even had some back cuts that we probably didn't connect on, but they were open. We need that aggression from him all the time, offensively, and when he does that, it also bleeds into the defense.
Knicks Pacers has one of the most emotional rivalry histories in the league, and now you're a part of it. In a series like this, after a performance like tonight, Dominican Mother's Day, what part of your game or your mindset do you think just adds your name to it?
I'm just happy our team was able to get one in the left column to get a win tonight is big for our team and in the series as well. Looking at a 2-0 deficit, possibly a 3-0 deficit. It was just important for us to find a way to win, and as a team, we found a way to do that tonight.
Kat, that 8-minute stretch to start the fourth quarter, what did you have going there, and what did you see there that made you so successful?
Teammates put me in great spots to succeed, and I just wanted to capitalize on the opportunity, and all of us were just doing whatever it takes to win and put ourselves in a position to get back in the game, one, and two, put ourselves in a position where, at the end of the game, we could find ourselves with a chance to win. So it's a shout-out to the locker room, all of us finding a way.
This one's for either one of you. Obviously, Landry and DeLon both came in and gave you guys big minutes that helped you guys propel the lead. Josh had a role change and still played strong down the stretch. I guess, what does it say about some of the veterans on this team and the importance of having vets like that and guys who can be ready when their number is called?
Yeah, it says a lot. The professionalism they have and do whatever it takes to win. And we have a close-knit locker room, and just the way that the guys prepared and were ready to go tonight, and not being discouraged with our deficit and continuing to fight back speaks volumes for what those guys did tonight.
Jaylen, you got in foul trouble again. You struggled with your shot a little bit early. What does it say about your mentality that you come back in the game late in the fourth quarter and you hit one of the biggest shots of the game?
Honestly, just focusing on the moment and clearing my mind and not really worrying about what's happened previously. And yeah.
For either of you guys, obviously big win tonight. Could have had game one or game two. So you're down 2-1 in this series. I'd love to know what you make of this series so far.
It's a series.
It's unpredictable. I mean, obviously no lead safe, and both teams are going to continue to fight to the buzzer. And got a lot of respect from them over there, and we just got to continue to keep playing our style of basketball and keep grinding it out.
I guess for either one of you, you guys have done this before, down 20, but down 20, a lot of things, foul trouble, things aren't going right. Just kind of, what does it say about the mental toughness of this team?
It says a lot. In the locker room, we talked about the biggest part of our comeback and everything was, we could quickly start to point fingers, or we can quickly start to just turn on each other. But we got together as a team, and we made sure that everyone was encouraging each other and making sure that it's not over. We got to keep fighting, keep chipping away, and we did that. And I'm just proud from the way we responded. Yeah, we needed it.